20 to 30 minutes. That's a long time. Exceeds the patience of most men, maybe.
Well, if they knew that they were rushing us and that that's what was required, they would do it in a heartbeat, because they want us to have incredible pleasure, so they keep getting invited back. And so it's getting really good at honoring our bodies as women, getting the encouragement, appreciation, heart connection, emotional connection, presence of our partner, being slow, not putting pressure on ourselves, trying to push that performance anxiety out of the way and come back into the state of sensation and connection with our lover, where we're not trying to hurry. When you read my bio and you said she's written techniques that transform having sex into making love. Having sex is, I grab a boob and stick it in. Making love is, we kiss, I give you a massage, I rub that little spot on your foot, we've got a pitcher of water and some wine and some grapes, the music's playing, the sheets are soft, the candlelight is lovely, we've got lubes we like, we've got a couple of toys, we love to make out, feel each other's bodies, I want to put lingerie on for you, I want to dance for you. You want to worship me. You want to tell me how beautiful I am. You want to look at my yoni being the tantric lovemaking word for our female genitals. You want to look at my yoni and tell me how beautiful it is and how much you love me and how good I smell. You want to hold me and pet me and play with my breasts and kiss me. And, these are all of the things that are required for us to do what I like to call cross the gasm chasm, close that orgasm gap between how easy it seems for him and how difficult it seems for us, because it's not difficult for us. We just don't get what we need to have it. And once we don't get it a few times, we put so much pressure on ourselves. We think it's us, we're broken. And then they're like, well, I guess she is broken, but I still like to do her, because I get off, and then you get into this really bad spiral. So it's moving from patriarchal sex to matriarchal sex, literally giving our bodies the time that we need as women to drop into our comfort and connection and go up that arousal ladder at the pace that our bodies require. I want to say one more thing about it, if you don't mind.
No, please.
I know I've talked, quite a bit already. One of the biggest habits that I had to break in learning how to have orgasms from intercourse, because I could have orgasm when I was 42. This is when all this went down of like, oh my God, my life has changed in this moment. When I said I didn't want to have sex with my husband because I wasn't having orgasms from intercourse and it just was no good for me. I was able to give myself orgasms from my vibrator, but that was it. I didn't have orgasms from him going down on me. I mean, it was not easy for me. And now I can have orgasms for hours and 20 different kinds of orgasms. Our body is capable of having so many different orgasms. There's locations to touch, there's techniques to use, and there's objects of desire. Those are the three categories of the 20 kinds of orgasms. But the thing that I really had to learn was to never fake anything or make any sounds or move my body in any way that wasn't coming from within the animal in which I live. So getting out of this kind of sex that was, well, I guess he's going to feel bad if I'm not moaning or acting all turned on. Like, if I'm not turned on, I'm not turned on yet, but I will be. I learned to trust that my body would get there if I allowed her and was patient enough with her for her to relax, because arousal begins in relaxation. If you're nervous and have performance anxiety or a mindset that you're like, I can't, I have never, I just can't, I'm not gonna be able to do it, then you end up psyching yourself out. You've got to, the orgasms are in there. They'll come up like a spring of water bubbles out of the ground, but they won't with pressure and rushing and fear and anxiety. And so I think for most women who've never had orgasms, it's really getting into a place where you're like, I am going to take what I need to get where I want to go. And then when I finally allow myself the time it's going to take me and the words of encouragement, the appreciation. I mean, when I make love with my husband, I still say to him, what do you love about me right now? How do I look? Is my yoni pretty? What's pretty about it? You know, I need a lot of verbal encouragement and adoration. And it's not me, it's us. We women need that to feel safe and loved so that we can relax and start to get into our bodies and feel our sensation and ride that sensation and then get to our orgasms. And now I'm having the most incredibly orgasmic intercourse. I made love to my husband last night. And I like to start out on top. I've been working on my cowgirl game. My husband and I, we do yoni massage for 15 minutes to a half an hour, sometimes longer. He'll just massage my yoni. We'll talk. I'll relax. Sometimes I lie there like I'm completely dead. I'm just in a trance state, riding the pleasure. Then my body relaxes. I start to wiggle and move. The prolactin comes in and I relax a little. And then I start to let down and let go. And then my orgasms start to come in, and they're very light at first. They're more in my throat than they are in my yoni in the beginning. They just start to kind of come into me. And then I start having more and more sensation. And then I start coming really well. And then I start moaning a little bit. And, you know, it builds. I start out looking like I'm lying there dead. And I don't rush myself. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned, is that she will come when she is ready. And I must honor my yoni. She is in charge. My husband and I call each other Team Sweetie. It's us against my yoni, and not against her, but like there to support her and allow her to be whatever she's going to be in that moment. Sometimes it's the pussy cat. Oh, I have this cute little thing. I always love to talk about this little, I'm holding up a little kitty cat, and it has she has a little lion thing on it. Cause sometimes she's a tiger or a lioness, and sometimes she's just a little pussy cat. And you never know what she's going to be in any given moment, and she can change on a dime. And so we just allow for this. And it's made all the difference in the world for us.